Hey, welcome to Faith and Board Games. I'm Tyler Collum.
And I'm Caitlin Collum.
And today we're going to be talking about our top 10 games that are best for folks just starting to get into the hobby. How'd you put your list together?
I put my list together thinking about our friends and family that aren't gamers and just thought, what would I recommend to them that have rules that are easy to explain that is going to make the gameplay smooth and isn't going to complicate things. There were some games that I thought about putting on my list that are simple once you get into them, but the rules make it seem more complicated.
Hmm,
I cut those out.
that's good. That's very similar to what I did for mine. I just put a few limitations on my list. I wanted to make sure that I had some games for those that might be more party driven. I mean, if you're just a two player, I got one or two on the list for that.
That's
I wanted to look at a few of the games that would be good for a wide variety of folks that are coming into the board gaming hobby. All right, we're going to get started with number 10.
my number 10. Let's see if you can guess it. I think you'll be able to.
All right, light work.
So, my number 10 is a game that the majority of us start out with as our getting into the hobby game. It is not really a strong theme. I feel like it's pretty cut and dry.
Ticket to Ride.
Nope. It is Catan.
Oh, that makes
I
sense.
I could not put classic Catan on my list for getting into the hobbies. I just don't know someone who doesn't play Catan in the process of getting into board games. When I was thinking about it, even though it seems more complicated, it has a wide range of appeal and somehow it's very simple to teach. So number 10 is Catan.
That's a good choice. I was thinking the same thing as I was going through my list of Catan. It seems a little complicated, but yeah, not as bad as you would think.
Right?
So my number 10 is the newest game on my list. Almost a brand new release. It's a very simple game.
No way.
It's a roll and write.
Ah, it's there and back again.
There and back again. I've got The Hobbit
Really?
there and back again coming in at number 10. And as I was thinking about this game, it's the simplicity of it that made me think, you know what, this would be great for a list like this. My wife have been playing through it. We just over halfway through playing all of the different, I guess, games that they have in there. And they're all so simple. It's just a 15-minute chuck some dice, quick choosing of the dice. Came down to, like you were saying, it's very few rules in the game. And each one of the different scenarios in the game play a little differently, which is nice. You have a little bit of variety, but everything is a little sidestep from the previous game that you played. So very simple to get into, but extremely fun. So that was my number 10, The Hobbit, There and Back Again.
That's interesting. I didn't consider that.
Really?
That's a good choice.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, my number 9. Do you want me to try to get you to guess every time or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so my number 9 is a game that I personally love. Shocked that I want to come back to this. It has a variety of different themes to choose from. It has cards that you collect, pieces that you lay out for your sets.
Oh man. Ow. I was almost there, and then cards are they out for your sets? This is Ticket to Ride.
It is Ticket to
Okay.
Ride.
I could have just kept guessing that until I got it right.
You could
We'll go
have.
with that. Ticket to Ride. All right, all
So,
right.
yep, I put on Ticket to Ride because it is definitely a fantastic, welcoming game. I
Yeah.
remember our first play of it, and we were baby gamers at the time. It's just great how easy it was for us to get into. It made
Mm-hmm.
us want to play again. We didn't buy our own copy. It was Christmas gift, wasn't it?
It was. Yep.
So there you go, right there. This is a perfect Christmas gift for
Yeah.
board gamers.
Ding.
We've been playing board games for so many years now, and it's still one that I want to keep coming back to whenever my family comes over, whenever we go over to his side of the family with friends. Even though it's something that got us into the hobby, it's such a evergreen game. I want to keep coming back to it.
It's true. It's very interesting. Like with Catan and Ticket to Ride, you hear so much board gamers grow out of those two games, but they are still going strong. They're still getting new gamers into the hobby.
Have
Those
new
are,
expansions and
yeah, oh yeah, oh
all
yeah.
that.
It's like Catan just got reprinted with updated art and stuff, which looks
Hmm.
really nice. You almost can't have this list without those two games on there. You gotta have them. So my number 9 is a game that has a really cool centerpiece. Very simple game.
Oh,
It's
I
just
already know
got
it.
a. Oh, you already got it?
Yeah,
What do you think it is?
Four
Four
Gardens.
Gardens. That's exactly right. It'll get you with the centerpiece.
Yes.
So in Four Gardens, your whole goal of the game is to get these cards out. You're just collecting resources in order to get paintings of your garden out in front of you. It's a little bit of a race because the game ends when there's so many of those paintings get out. But then based on the different colors of the paintings that you have, you'll get points on a track. But the centerpiece I'm talking about, it's got this really cool pergola where you have different resources depending on where you're sitting at the table, as there's 4 different sides to the pergola. And on your turn, you can spin that pergola, and when you spin it, it'll turn a different set of resources towards you, so you get more or less of a different kind of resource. And that'll change it for somebody else on the other side of the pergola, so you have that player interaction of like, ah, you moved my resources and have this great turn planned, and then all of a sudden, oh, got to rethink this a little bit. And toy factor is just really fun. And then the puzzle aspect of trying to get the resources that you need based on the positioning of the pergola, really fun. But again, it's just the simplicity of it. It's just spin the pergola, take resources, gather cards. That's the game.
Yeah.
So that's my number 9 pick, Four Gardens.
That is a really great game for figuring out which way to spin it based on your cards. What I love too is on your cards you can choose to not spin it and just take one resource if it has that symbol on the card.
Yes,
And
there are
that
some of those actions, yeah.
some fun decisions to be made in that game.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one. Four Gardens, my number 9.
All right, my number 8 is a game that I think is thematic. And this really takes me back to when we were first married. We played this all the time.
Oh,
And
come on.
it is a cooperative game,
Oh,
which
not what I was thinking.
is a great game for new gamers because you don't even have to fight for the win. You can work together and leave the island.
Okay, there it is. So there's 2 in my mind. This is clearly
Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island.
Number 8 is Forbidden Island. This is a game where you lay out tiles that make up a map, and it's randomized. He's always the one that sets up, so that's why I'm looking to him on this. Because it's a randomized grid.
It is, yeah.
Okay. And then you have your little pawns. Each color has its own special ability, and you work together to get back to the landing to fly off this island that is slowly sinking. And at each turn, you're drawing cards to see which tiles flip and get water on them. You can choose whether to shore up tiles or, oh, you have to collect the treasures because that's very important. You don't win if you don't have all the treasures.
Yeah,
and
you
have
know, I
to
mean,
fly.
just on the side.
You have to first find the treasures, which are cards, and then once you have all 4 treasures, you need to get to the landing and fly off the sinking island. And it's a race to see, are you going to get your treasures and get off, or is the island going to sink beneath your feet? And even if you end up losing, you don't feel defeated. You feel like you could just play it again.
One of my favorite aspects of that game is it puts itself away.
Yes.
As those tiles are slowly going away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. We just have a few tiles left. We're almost done with this game. So that's pretty fun. I like that. That's a good choice.
So my number 8, Forbidden Island.
Just out of curiosity, the way you're starting this, are you like going from the evergreen games to newer games? Or how is it that you exactly ordered your list? I don't think you mentioned that at the beginning. Was there an order to your list?
There was. I went what I enjoy the most. Catan is bottom of the barrel, but I couldn't not say Catan for this.
Okay.
The
So
top game is my favorite game out of these. So how's your ordered?
I've got it ordered from what I think is the not as great to get people into the hobby, all the way up to
the best.
In
best
my
received.
experience, this has been the best received for new
Okay.
gamers.
Okay.
That's how I've got it.
Okay.
All right, so my number 8. This is one of my favorite games. There's only one way that you can say the name for this game. The kids love it when we take it to our Lions Club.
Oh.
Come on, say it and say it right.
I'm blanking. Kabuto Sumo.
Say it right.
No, you say it right.
Kabuto Sumo is how you say that properly. This is the dexterity game on my list. Wow. It can be played from 2 to 4. It's almost more a two-player game than anything, but it can be played 2 to 4, and it's fun at 4. You have these bug pieces on either side of the table on this little circular board, and then you have these wooden discs that are scattered around. You're just trying to push the opponent out of the ring, and you do that by sliding in these various sized discs out onto the game board. And that's where the fun comes in, is in the circular nature of these discs, because you might think that you have this perfect line
Yes.
where it's like, oh, they're done, they're toasted, this guy's going off the edge,
Yeah.
and you slide, and all of a sudden that disc just goes. Phew.
You never trust the little green ones. You don't know what they're gonna do.
That's very true. The other thing is that these discs look circular, but you can tell that some of them are definitely a little wonky, so you have no idea where these discs are going to go. This game is probably like 15 minutes, so it's just a good time to get out there, try to knock somebody off, say Kabuto Sumo more times than you probably should. What I also like about Kabuto Sumo is you can play it straight up, but they also offer a couple of player powers that give you some unique to you pieces that are all very cool to use, that can liven the game up a little bit if you've played it a ton. That's a fun one to throw in there if you're just getting into the hobby, if you like stuff like Jenga or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a cool dexterity game.
It's a game that I don't ever gravitate toward, but whenever we play it, I end up having a good time. And it is nice that it's quick.
Yep, that's Kabuto Sumo, my number 8.
All right, so my number 7 is a beautiful game that makes you feel as if you go on vacation.
White box.
White box.
Takedo.
It is Takedo.
Come on.
This game can be played extremely differently depending upon who you are with. With 2 players, they give you your little dummy piece that you're supposed to move and you can use it to block. He and I have played both ways, where I move in this guy, he's at the end, we're going to do what we want to do, and it's a very relaxing game. It almost feels like an experience rather than a competition, and I really enjoy it that way. The last time we played, we actually used the little piece to block each other. We're competitive, but we're not to the bitter end, but we actually let ourselves play mean and blocked each other, and that was really fun. I think for a welcoming game, it's beautiful. What new gamer doesn't want to step into a really pretty environment while they're learning how to play a game?
That, and it's just such a rewarding game. Takedo is such a great game in the fact that every single space you get on, you're getting some kind of points. It's really more of an efficiency puzzle of how can you get the most points with each movement, which is really cool. I did not put this game on my list. I thought about it, but it did not make my list, so I'm glad you did. It was on the short list. It's got a really neat mechanism where you're always moving forward, and what makes the game tense with more players is the fact that as you if you skip some spaces, you can't go back to it. So if you jump to your place to make sure you get it, you're giving a bunch of free actions to the player behind you, because it's not just back and forth. Whoever's in last place will go, so you can get a bunch of free actions that way. Good choice.
Thank you.
I like that. Takedo. So my number 7 is our very first crossover.
Forbidden Island.
Wow. All right. Don't even have to. Yes, Forbidden Island is the crossover on the list. Way to let me lead in there.
You're welcome.
So, for all the things that she said, very simple game, very straightforward. This is the stand-in for my co-ops on the list. For me, when you're first getting into the hobby, when you're playing your Monopolies, your Unos, cooperative gaming is really a revelation. You have team games like the party games, but the cooperative games where it's just you versus the game, you don't see that outside of hobby board gaming. So it's great when you have a game where you can just be like, all right, everything we're doing, we're going to do together. Hey, maybe you go over there, and then you can bounce ideas off of each other, which is really fun. So that's what I love about this board gaming hobby, is the cooperative games. When you find a good one, like Forbidden Island. So that is my number 7. Forbidden Island.
Well, nice. So now it's our second crossover then. Can you guess without me saying anything?
Well, you already said you didn't even think about There and Back Again. We all know how you feel about Kabuto Sumo, so logic dictates this is Four Gardens.
It is. Four Gardens. It is a fantastic game. It's beautiful. Everything about it, the artwork, the pergola in the center. I don't care if I win or lose. I like what I'm looking at the whole time.
Nice.
I do care if I win or lose, so scratch that. I want to win, but I love what my surroundings are. We'll fix that in editing, right? Um,
Yes.
it's a fantastic game. It is great that new people to gaming can understand it, even with complexity of having to figure out the right way to spin the pergola.
Mm-hmm.
Brain burner is a little intense,
Yeah, it's not really a
but
brain burner. You just have
one
it's
direction.
yeah, and you just have four cards in your hand that'll tell you which direction and which piece you can move. So it's really just figuring out which of those four options is the best.
But there is a
Sorry,
time
cut you
when
off.
you're, yeah.
Mm.
But there is a time where you sit there and you think, I need wood. I can't get wood if I turn it this way with the cards I have. But there has to be a way I can. So there are times that I'll sit there and I'll think of how can I somehow manage this to get wood. Biggest memory I have playing it with new gamers would be your parents. I thought they picked it up very well. And it's one we need to show my sister and her husband.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know about that. So I was just thinking of this game. This game does have a little bit of that meanness that you can have.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
You
forgot
can
about this
say.
before. So on the score tracker,
Yeah.
you have four different colored paintings that you're getting resources for, and as you flip a painting over, you move up on the score tracker.
For that color.
You can get all the way up to 10. But once you get up to 10 on the score tracker, you can still flip more cards of that color, and if you do, you can push an opponent back on that track. And if you do it fast enough, you can actually knock an opponent off that track to where they cannot score for the rest of that game. Even if they get that color, you
Yeah,
can't get back on the track.
Yeah, you're kicked off.
There's been more than a few dirty looks sent around the table. If you're not a fan of that, or you have players that are like that, or if that is something you enjoy, that's something to think about.
Good point to throw in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, my
Thank
number
you. Thank you.
6 is Four Gardens.
All right, my number 6 has artwork by the greatest artist in the industry, in my opinion. Who's the best artist?
Andrew Bosley.
Andrew Bosley.
I know this. Can I just say it, or
Go ahead.
Is it Santa's Workshop?
It is Santa's Workshop. I'm kind of surprised you didn't go with Everdell on that one.
Well,
That doesn't fit this list, in my opinion.
it doesn't. It's not on my list either.
It's
I
not
didn't.
on your list?
No,
All right.
go see his Everett video because that one will explain why that's not on this list.
Yeah, that was that is quite the getting on point there
Yes.
for Everdell. But Santa's Workshop, on the other hand, is a great getting into the hobby game. It's a very simple theme to get behind. You understand it. You're some elves that are getting resources and then building toys, getting them to Santa, taking care of reindeer. You're just placing an elf out, getting the resource, putting those resources on a card, getting points for it. That's the family version of the game, and that's what's really cool about Santa's Workshop. It's got two sides to the board. It's got a very simple side with the family side, which is exactly what I just explained. It's got a more difficult side where you have to spend coal to do an action. You've got to manage when to go and get more coal.
Things to unlock. You get points instead of extra resources.
Yep. So it just has a few more actions, but even that isn't super complicated.
Mm-mm.
And it's just another fun one where every action you do gets you points. Very simple. And it's just an awesome theme for the holiday season.
Yes.
So that's my number 6, Santa's Workshop.
That's a good choice.
Thank you.
That one is not on my list. I did
Really?
think about it, yes, but it is not on my list.
Short list?
Yes.
All right. All right.
So,
Nice.
my number 5 is a game I wish we would have had when we started getting into the hobby. To me,
Gloomhaven.
uh,
No, not
no,
that
that's
one.
not it.
Okay, sorry.
So this is a game I didn't want to buy, and I'm probably in the minority because I know it was very popular at the time. I did not love the cover. And because
Ooh.
of that, I was a board game
Oh,
snob. I
alright,
did
I got
not
it.
want to get this game.
Clank?
No.
No! Oh no!
That's true about Clank too, though. I didn't think it was pretty, but we'll talk about that later potentially. So,
Spoilers? Wow.
do you want me just to say
Just
it?
say it, I don't got it.
Wingspan.
Oh wow, Wingspan, okay.
I just remember going to our game shop and seeing all the beautiful artwork that is Everdell and Takanoku, the cute panda on the cover. And I'm just like, if there are games like that, why do I want to buy a game that just has a bird on the cover? And that was my
Right.
thought process behind it. Not very deep, but that's what it was. Years later, we were given Wingspan. We played it, and the thing I thought in my head when I played it was, this would be the perfect game for us back when we started getting into the hobby. I could have seen it being a nostalgic game. if we would have gotten it back when we started the hobby. Right now, I like Wingspan, but I don't love it. And I think it's because I'm more used to those crunchier Euro style games. Wingspan is a game where you are engine building. You
Mm-hmm.
are collecting cards, paying for them with resources. There are different points you can get each round. How would you say that?
Oh, the bonuses,
Yes,
the end
it's
of round
end of
bonuses.
round bonuses. That's what this game
Yes.
has. You build your tableau with your cards. It's a fun game. I think it's a great one for getting into the hobby.
That's interesting. I think this is the first game we're gonna disagree on.
Oh, oh
For getting into the
wow.
hobby, to me, it seems like it's got a lot of moving parts that can be a little confusing when you're first getting into the hobby. Having been in the hobby, there are a couple of parts to the game that was like, wait a second, when do these action bonuses fire off on these cards? That was kind of a learning curve. There's so many different types of birds, a lot of different symbology that you have to figure out in that game. And then you also have end of round bonuses you got to think about. You also have some end game bonuses you got to think about.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's
Too
not like a
much.
super complicated game, but I don't know that I would put it on this particular list. And by I don't know that I
You
would,
did
I
not.
mean I would not. Not a bad game. Don't want to diss on the game. Just not sure
No, we
this was
get it.
the.
We understand where you're coming from. That was Wingspan, my number five. I still strongly think it's a good game for getting into the hobby.
Let us know down in the comment below. Vote Caitlin for Wingspan or Tyler for X-Nay on the Wingspan. All right, so my number five is a game that we have played with multiple generations of family members, from parents to grandparents, and has worked out very well. It's just a simple card playing game with some area control in it. Can you think of what it is?
It's not
So,
Clank.
no,
Okay,
that's not area majority.
area control.
Nope. It's a very beautiful game, a small box card game that has a center board in it.
Oh, is it Animal Kingdom?
It is, in fact, Animal Kingdom. Like I said, very small card game. You just have a hand of four cards. There are four kingdoms in this central board, and each of these kingdoms have some decrees, which are just cards that have rules on how you can play cards in that specific area. And you have to decide which of these areas am I going to play a card down, which leads to very quick decisions. As you play a card, you're going to be putting down a cube, which is going to be your influence in that kingdom. And your goal is just have the most influence in as many kingdoms as possible in order to gain the points from the kingdoms. But the really cool part about this game is there's 3 rounds that you play, and as the rounds go on, you need to start to decide how long do I want to stay in this round, because you can pull out early, and if you do, you get bonus points at the end of the games. But if you pull out, you pass your turn, the other players can still place cards out, so it's a little bit of a gamble to see if they take over some areas that you thought you had in the bag, or maybe they tie you, which leads to a fun tiebreaker round in between each of the rounds to see who ends up getting the points for that. So it has some fun decisions, some tense moments in there, and I don't think we played a bad game of it.
Oh no, I've never had a game where that's felt boring. I would not have put this on a new gamer list.
You don't think so?
No, it did not, that didn't even cross my mind. This one seemed like we had started to level up in our gaming when we got this.
She's just salty.
Uh-huh. I could see people getting confused.
Oh, sure. I just thought in my mind, I played it with my mom and dad, who
Yeah,
play games with us
your
from time to
grandma.
time, but that's what really made me think about it.
Yeah,
Came over
it's
and played,
true.
and she does not play mini games, and she picked it up like that.
Didn't she
Since it's
won
just
a round
I think
too?
she did. She beat us with it. And I think what makes it so easy for people to pick up is the fact that it's just a quick card game. So many people that aren't into games play card games and intuitive, like, hey, here's a number. It either matches this or it doesn't. All right, I can't play there, can't play there. All right, I'm going to play in the areas that I can. So just the rules themselves and the 4 cards you have in your hand will dictate where you can play. So I think that simplifies the thinking down a little bit and makes it easier for newcomers getting into the gaming hobby.
Right, I'll give it to you with your grandma.
Thank you. So my number 5, Animal Kingdoms.
All right, now I feel like I'm going to get flack for this one.
100%.
But my number 4 is a game that, how do I say this without just immediately giving it away? It's dice. It's purchasing cards. It is
Dice Forge.
Yep,
Come
it is
on.
Dice Forge.
That was on my short list.
Dice Forge is such a great game where you build your own dice. You don't know what each game is going to be like because the randomization in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's beautiful artwork, a very simple board. It has a fun mechanic for when you play with more. We don't really use this often because we usually play 2-player. But if you want to go to a space that someone's already on, you knock them off, and what do you get?
Yeah, you just get more resources. So if you really want the same spot that somebody else is on, and even in 2 players, this will happen sometimes. That's exactly the space that I need to get the most points for me. So you'll go and you'll take their spot, but they get an extra roll, which is more resources. It helps you, but it also really helps your opponent. So you really got to think that through if you're going to take somebody else's spot.
But it's a great game, and the cards have really fun abilities on them. Some cards add to your dice as well and give you points. So it's just a fantastic game, one I would highly recommend.
Yep.
And I think it would be good for new gamers because actions are very simple. You're either going and buying a piece for your dice that you can either afford or can't afford, or you are purchasing a card, which you either can afford or can't afford.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with this one. This was on my short list. I was really sweating it out whether I was going to cut this one or not. It was a great game for us when we were first getting in the hobby. This would have been one of our first 3 or 4 games
that we bought ourselves.
Yeah, that we played. It's really fun playing around with all the different combinations of the dice. And if you ever get really good rolls with them, that gives you really good highs. It can't get old rolling gold all the time, but it's really great that they have.
It motivates you to build up your dice instead of just rolling and buying all the cards.
Exactly. The gold is what you need to upgrade your dice, so it's good for you. And they also have some cards that you can get when you start getting excess gold that'll give you points. That's a great choice, Kate.
Thanks.
A game that one would say belongs on this list.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
You're welcome. All right, so my number 4 is input for the party games on my list here. I'll just get right into it. It is Dixit for sure. This game is another one. We have never had a bad play of Dixit with anybody. We've had a lot of very fun moments with different game groups. Basically what it is you'll have a hand of cards that have very random art on them. It's an experience to go through these cards. Nothing like crude or anything like that.
Dreamlike.
Very, very dreamlike. And so what you do is on your turn, if it's your turn to give a clue, you're going to look at a card and you're going to give a clue based on that card, put it in a pile. Everybody else is going to look at their hand and put a card into the pile that they think matches that clue the best, shuffle it up, and then everybody else has tiles and they're going to vote on which card they think is the clue giver's card. As you give the clue, your goal is to make sure that the clue that you give is not so good a clue that everyone at the table gets it. Because if everybody votes correctly, you get no points. But if at least one person guesses incorrectly, then you get the points as well as the people that voted correctly. And then your motivation for putting in a good card is if you vote correctly, if somebody votes for your card, you're going to get points for that. And it's just a race to 30 or whenever the deck runs out, which is really cool. We got the original Dixit and we just upgraded to the Disney Dixit.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, my wife is a huge Disney fan and she's dragging me right behind her. Like, I thought I enjoyed Disney until I met my wife. Then I realized how much you can enjoy Disney. That's been fun. But that game is just super, super fun. Leads to really funny moments that you can have at the table. And it's just a great icebreaker for any group of people. That is Dixit, my number 4.
All right, my number 3 is a game we don't pull out too often because it is better with more than 2. It is a game that we also don't have a lot of this theme, an under the water theme game.
Oh, Aquatica.
Aquatica. My number three is
Interesting.
Aquatica. This is a fantastic game. I love the way that you have to purchase the locations or conquer the locations and slide them up into your player board to unlock the different abilities that it gives you. It allows you to score things, allows you to have more coins, more conquering ability. This game is great for beginners. You're buying cards that just very simply say what they're doing. When you conquer or buy a location, everything is just so straightforward. It's
Hmm.
a fun game of racing to put your mantas out for certain accomplishments. I think it's a very simple to explain and understand, and you have a fun time playing it.
Yeah, so Aquatica didn't even make my short list for this one. It probably should have. In my mind, it's a little complicated trying to combo everything with the cards, and this is probably just because I'm not very good at the game. I get wrecked every time I play this game. I did not get that puzzle figured out how to combo things well.
That's funny. I
But
didn't think about that at all.
yeah, it feels complicated to me, but we have played it with many a person.
Even my dad played it, and he does not like board
Mm-hmm.
games at all. He played it with us, and they actually went home and bought the game
Mm-hmm.
because they liked it so much when they played with
Yeah.
us. So that was one of the biggest things that spoke to me. Your parents have played it with us. My sister and brother-in-law have played it with us. I'm sure we might have played it with other people as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
We played it with several people and it hits well every time.
yeah,
It fits the list. Just not the one that I thought about. That's a good one.
thank you. So my number three is Aquatica.
Number three is a crossover, and it's one that is a staple for getting into the hobby. It's always going to be around, still getting expansions. Just had a legacy game come
Oh,
out a couple years ago.
it is Ticket to
Ticket to
Ride.
Ride. Like she said, it's one of those games that has to make this list.
Yes.
It's just the simplicity of it, how long it has lasted in an industry where games just don't hang around too
Mm-hmm.
long. Some of these games, you have to get them when they come out or
Or
they're
they're out of
gone.
print,
You're
yeah.
just not going to see them around, but Ticket to Ride has been around for decades now. They had their
25th?
25th anniversary
Yeah.
edition for one of their games come out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the normal Ticket to Ride's coming up on 30 if it hasn't gotten there already.
It has the Ticket to Ride Junior too, which our little 5-year-old
Yes.
loves to play. She's so proud that she owns her own
Yeah.
board game. And even our 3-year-old, she plays it pretty well on her own. She'll lose focus
Yeah.
a
That's
little
her
ways
biggest thing for
through,
sure.
but our 5-year-old, she loves that
Yeah.
game.
So, Ticket to Ride, great system for getting into the hobby.
All right, my number two
That is
is a
correct.
game that I absolutely love. There was a time where I would have said this was my number one game of all time.
This is Clank.
This is Clank. I love Clank. I love the deck building. I love moving my people down to the depths. I absolutely love the push your luck system. I'm just going to hang down here a little bit longer and see if I can double up on my treasure. Grab that heart at the bottom and see if I can wait out the dragon. My cubes may not get pulled out. Anyone who gets out gets the 20 points, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. If you get out of the depths and into the green area, you can count your points, but you don't get that extra 20. And sometimes that can be a big deal in these games. But I think it is a simple game that is easy to teach. You're buying cards, you do what the cards say. It's a fantastic game for getting into the hobby. It has a fantastic theme that shows through. I think that's really important in gaming. So
Yep. Loves pretending to be a burglar. That's my wife. Great choice for this list.
thank you.
My number two is another crossover, and it is Catan. Just gonna go there.
Really?
Catan is my nostalgic pick here.
Hmm.
This is the game that got me into the hobby. It was one that I had heard about for a while from folks, but I was the Monopoly, Uno, Phase 10. Oh, Phase 10. That was my family. And for whatever reason, honestly, I couldn't even tell you why, but I want to try this Catan thing out. And got it for Christmas, played it with my family for a while, and I fell in love with this thing. fell in love with the tactile nature of moving the cities around on the board, moving the pieces around, messing with the cards, talking with folks at the table, trying to trade with everybody. And I'm 100% the guy that will trade with you. What do you need? I will give it to you.
Unless it's in our last game.
But
I
it's-
could have won. You should have given me the wheat.
Did I not?
You didn't. I can't remember why you didn't give it to me.
So anyway, 99% of the time I will give you the card that you need. But that's my nostalgic choice, Catan. And again, another one where so many people have gotten into the hobby because of it and never played with a group that didn't enjoy themselves, even with the dice. Everybody seems to enjoy playing Catan. It's a great evergreen game. My number 2, Catan.
Nice. My number 1 is a game that is another beautiful game that I would buy just as an art print. It is a game where you are gathering resources, moving your...
I am intrigued.
I don't know if I would call it, I guess, a worker.
Is this a dice placement game?
No,
Okay.
there are no dice. You are gathering resources, you visiting different shops. You
Are there dragons?
There are dragons.
Is this Flamecraft?
This is Flamecraft.
Ooh, good choice.
I absolutely love Flamecraft, and this is another game that we've played with many different groups of people, and every single time it has landed well. Somebody new to the game has been able to win the game, which I think speaks pretty loudly. If you're going to be getting into the hobby, it's nice to have games that you can share with people that you're not just going to crush because you know the game better.
That's a great point for getting into the hobby games.
Because there are definitely some games that are, if you just know that game better, then you're going to win.
For instance, Endless Winter would be a great example of that.
Yeah.
There's so many mechanisms in it. If you know the right places to go, the right combos, the right actions to take, that can just be overwhelming to a new gamer. That is a great aspect to have in a game for getting new people into the hobby.
Thank you.
You
So I think Flamecraft is great. We bought the deluxe version, which I know you can upgrade now. Either way,
Great production.
The dragons are really great to put out to the different shops. I think it has a very thematic feel, and that really did depend on my list on the rating, because I just love being sucked into that theme, and that was something that really got me into the hobby, was feeling the theme come through the games. It feels good every time you take a turn because you're always doing a happy action. You're either giving resources out, gaining points, playing cards. You're just always doing something fun and rewarding. And that's just a great feeling to have in a welcoming game. So that is my number 1, Flamecraft.
That's a great choice. That one hurt a little bit, cutting it from the list. I love that. It is just a happy game. You look at that art by Sendara. She just did a great job making that world immersive and inviting. And you want to go to these shops that look so cool.
It's a fantastic game.
Great choice. My number 1 is a crossover.
This is Clank.
This is Clank. My wife loved this game. It was my game. I got it for Christmas. She really took to it. She loved the game.
Very much.
I really liked the game. It was great. I would rank it very highly. And like she said, I love that version of deck building, which you don't see too often, honestly.
Don't.
I'm sure there's more that we just don't see. But
Do you know a game like Clank that has that deck building that is the majority? Leave it in the comments because I want to try it. Because that is the best way to deck build it.
It is. I think Dominion might be a little bit like that. We just haven't played it. Toy Story Obstacles and Adventure I thought about, but with Toy Story Obstacles and Adventure, it has this same kind of deck building system. It's a co-op battler.
Same deck building system, very different game.
Yes. I really love Clank and the simplicity of it. Just read the cards like you said, get down in there, grab the resources, and it's just another one where it feels good because you're always getting points.
Yes.
More than you're not. That is a good game to get in the hobby, and it's another one where I played it with groups, and it is the one they might not remember Clank, but they do remember. Can we play the dragon game?
Yeah.
It says that very often it's called out to get played from all different levels of gamers. So Clank is a great one. Well, those are our top 10 games for getting into the hobby. If you liked any of these games, if you like the way any of them looked, there will be links down in the description below if you want to check those out on Amazon. Go ahead and down there in the comments, let us know what are some fun games that you enjoyed that got you into the hobby. We would love to hear those because we still love coming back to a lot of these games. Even
Oh,
though you might
yes.
call them starter games, we play them every year and have a
Yes.
great time with them. And we love seeing new games. So go ahead and throw those out to us and have fun down there in the comments. But as always, make sure you have fun down there. Keep it clean. And make sure if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give us the old thumbs up down there. And hit that notification bell so YouTube can let you know if we got another video coming out. Really looking forward to this holiday season. Got some good stuff coming out next month. So have a good time playing games and stay awesome.
Bye.